Hi, Aries, and welcome to August 2020. We are going to have a little heart-to-heart today, my beautiful fellow fire sign, about understanding your fire and about finding commitment and peace and ease and love and deeper understanding of your own fire during this month. I'm happy to report that August is a very crystal clear month in many ways, where we've been dealing with eclipses and the north node of the moon shifting into Gemini and Saturn moving back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. We've had a lot of this kind of energy moving through for the last few months since March. August does not have any eclipses. There's only outer planet retrogrades, and there's kind of more of this clear, focused, driven energy. And that's partially to do with Leo season and Virgo season, and it's partially to do with the fact that we have a lot more harmonious energy moving through here and a lot more deeper understanding, deeper wisdom coming through at this time. Now, for you all, Leo season is a great time because it opens up your heart, right? It opens up and expands your heart, expands your creativity, expands that feeling of openness, playfulness, flirtiness, clarity, joy. And, you know, the energy at the beginning of August is really great for you. You've got sun moving through Leo. We've got a full moon in Aquarius in your 11th house of your friendships and your connections. We have Mercury moving through Leo for a good chunk of the month. And a new moon in Leo, close to the end of Leo season, around the 18th of the month. And Venus moving through Cancer this month as well, which is such a loving, nurturing space, right? It helps us love and nurture and bring things into being that really mean something to us and make us feel full and alive. Now, there are a couple interesting things going on here during the month of August, and one of the big ones for Aries specifically is your ruling planet is hanging out with you all, and he's starting to slow down. He's going to do a very powerful retrograde, which we'll get much more deeply into in September when he stations retrograde. But during August, we are starting the pre-shadow phase of this retrograde, and we are starting to integrate. And for you, this is where this discussion about your deeper fire comes in. Mars, you know, of course, wants to burn through the obstacles and wants to get in there and hit into the uncomfortable space so that new space can be formed, right? And when Mars is going retrograde, we're doing some really deep healing with that modality. Now, I've talked about with you all before, Two of Cups, hello. This is a very passionate time. I think August for Aries, like I said, it just expands you, it opens you up. It's flirty, it's passionate, it's romantic, it's creative. There's a lot of good creative problem solving and deeper understanding coming up. So I love this Two of Cups. We're pulling 5 cards today for the 5th sign of Leo season, and just feels like the right amount this month. For some reason, 5 is the number we're going with. So, but Mars slowing down, especially in Aries, in his home sign with you all, is really deeply symbolic of this integration of how you want to use your firepower. We all know 9 of Wands. You guys get this card all the time. It's starting to become a joke. It's like, okay, yeah, and that's Mars retrograde work going on right there. Mars slowdown work going on right there. We all know that Aries, you are powerful. You will make things happen. You will move mountains. You put yourself out there. You know, you have that tenacious, intrepid heart that just puts yourself forward and out there. But what comes with that sometimes is burnout, overwhelm, exhaustion. 6 of Wands, love it. Feeling as though you have to be in that modality in order for anything to happen, in order for you to be safe in the world, in order for good results to come about. And I think that can sometimes be a traumatic place to live your life all the time, right? When you feel that you have to constantly be throwing yourself out there into the world and then feeling like you're getting burned. So this is about understanding your firepower from a space of like healthy boundaries within yourself, about where you want to throw 4 of Pentacles, one more card, where you want to throw yourself forward to burn something down or to create space or to make something happen, right? This month is going to be really clear about showing you what that is. And I think that's going to feel quite supportive of you and really good. I think there's going to be a deep learning here around, oh, I don't have to put myself through the fire every time. I really am okay and held and safe if I decide that today is not the day that I need to go Queen of Swords. There's that clarity. Go into full self-sacrifice mode, into that initiating fire warrior energy. A lot of my Aries loves in life, we've had to have this discussion many times. I have a lot of close Aries friends. And that feeling of needing to always be on the front line is getting a huge review, and we'll keep talking about this as Mars goes retrograde through the sign through your sign and hangs out with us really through the rest of this year. So we're going to keep talking about Mars, we're going to keep talking about Aries energy, we're going to keep talking about this understanding of your firepower at different levels. Now, this is just the beginning. So I love this combo because Mars is still officially direct. It's just slowing motion down a little bit. And we're in Leo season, so we've got all this fire communicating. And there's a lot of communication going on here. And that communication shows that we can work together. We can all use our firepower, right, to create something really beautiful. And the other thing that's coming up for me as a note for Aries this month is that this is going to be about the deeper knowing and understanding of where you want to use your fire, where you want to use your passion, your love, your creativity, your intensity. And one last thing before we get into these cards, as we move into Virgo season, as the sun moves over there, Mercury moves over there, and we're starting to get into that energetic phase, you're going to start to notice too, you're checking in with your body, where you feel exhausted, where you feel you're holding tension or weight, or where you're wanting to shift things around when it comes to using your firepower out in the external world. Also means checking in with your physical body. So I'm loving the combo of cards here. There's a symbiotic kind of consistency going on here that isn't about big highs and lows. It's much more about integration. It's much more about understanding the viewpoint from which you are at now and learning how to problem solve and see situations in new light with new information. So we start off right away with Two of Cups. Now, this is fantastic for relationships, for romance, for connection. Once again, Leo season is awesome for Aries when it comes to just that romantic, juicy, good part of life. You know, we have a bond. I'm a Leo sun, so, but the Leo energy really works quite well for Aries in this sense. We're well past the Venus retrograde at this point. Venus has now moved on from her work in Gemini in this month, and there is this sense of renewal and deeper understanding, deeper commitment, deeper ooey gooey goodness. And I think the message here too, Aries, and of course, we're always trying to balance out, whatever our innate sign is, we're always balancing it out. And one of the things, Aries, you don't have to carry it all alone. In fact, the Two of Cups is about how we allow, not only how we give of our cup, our overflow, our energy, our love, but it's also about how we receive love, how we receive help, how we allow somebody to make an offering to us and contribute to that cooperative environment. And, it takes practice, I think, to receive. It takes practice to sit with your world-weary warrior, which is what I've nicknamed the Nine of Wands, the world-weary warrior who feels that he has to keep being that warrior. He has to keep being on the front lines and throwing himself out there and feeling exhausted and keep a watch out, right? We sit with that inner wounded warrior. We sit with them, we love them, and then we say, it's okay, we're going to practice getting some help. We're going to practice receiving deeper love. We're going to practice relaxing into this. And I'm going to be right there with you. I'm going to be right there with you, your inner Martian energy, your inner Aries, your inner warrior. And we are going to allow ourselves to be fully fiery, fully beautiful, fully flourishing, and also fully held and seen. So there is a dialogue going on here. And we only master skills when we are put in a situation that requires that we practice more deeply, right? We never master a skill when it's just a concept that's over there, or maybe one day we'll be in it. It's always when we bring whatever we are with us, whatever deeper thoughts are coming in, and we get into the scenario that asks us to learn new ways. So I think this month may be bringing up some of those themes for you. Now here's the thing. It's all worthwhile. Whatever vulnerability, whatever offering you're receiving or giving or showing or vulnerability that you are having, it is worth it, right? Where the 9 of Wands, that world-weary warrior, is in the more paranoid thing of only bad things can happen to me. This year has been really hard. There's a lot of loss of hope, right? And a lot of overwhelm from information and from hard loss and from the way the world has changed, right? And it's easy to get into a space of I don't feel hope. I don't feel open. I don't feel receptive, right? But the 6 of Wands is that other perspective, which is there's always a new way. There's always a new way to problem solve. There's always a new way to look at things. There's always a new way to learn. There's always a new way to help adjust our worldview to be more nourishing and helpful with whatever is going on in the world. And then we flourish from there. And so you may also be finding this month that where you didn't feel open to problem solving, or you didn't feel open to things shifting in a certain way, there's breakthroughs happening here that it's okay, maybe it's not going the way that you had predetermined it was going to go this month at this point in the year, but then these other doorways are opening up that help you to really encompass what it is you're trying to accomplish this month. And it's interesting because 4 of Pentacles and Queen of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, these two have very different ideas of what what is wise, right? 4 of Pentacles is that reserve, that nervousness around taking a risk, a perceived risk. It wants to stick with the familiar. It's about conserving what you already have. And if you are getting a whole bunch of new insights, you're getting infusions of love, support, vulnerability, you're getting new problem solving, new opportunities, new ways of moving through the world, and the whole time your world-weary warrior is getting dragged along trying to learn how to heal and work in this new modality, that's going to be a lot, right? And there's going to be a part of you that wants to just stick with what you know how to do. That's what 4 of Pentacles always speaks to. I think it's an important energy to work with because we need that moment of, it's that choice between the discomfort that comes from staying the same becomes greater than the discomfort of change. And this 4 of Pentacles is that discussion. And I think in August you get that chance to feel, okay, yeah, if I stay the same and I can serve what I know of as familiar, that's more uncomfortable than this clarity right here, which is the Queen of Swords, which is giving you answers, which is giving you guidance, which is giving you open doors, which is giving you that creative problem solving that came up as such a strong note for Aries in August. I think the thing is that we can receive a lot of help, a lot of guidance from inside of ourselves, a lot of help from those around us, a lot of help from the process around us, but we have to choose to see it. And sometimes it's scary to let ourselves see it because we're afraid. We are dropping our guard on what we think we need to pay attention to. And this is going to be your practice this month. Because there is a lot of supportive energy here. Leo season, like I said, is amazing for you. This full moon is going to be amazing for you. And even the work moving into Virgo season is going to be extremely beneficial to you as you embody and step into some of these new logic systems. Because if there's one thing that I have noticed about August already is that the fog clears a little bit during August. And we're kind of, all this stuff's been happening and we've been kind of in the fog, and the fog lifts and you're now looking around at the world as it is now. Okay, so what do you want to do with that? How do you want to work with that? And that's going to be the question coming up for pretty much everybody And so we're going to be taking in a lot of information. We're going to be learning how to do things differently, and that can be overwhelming. So just keep that in mind as you're processing all this. But there's a lot of really good energy here for you. Juicy, good romance, really great answers coming in, clarity coming in, and yes, some big changes as well. So I hope you all have a beautiful August. I would love to see you over on my Patreon. Thank you to those of you who have joined me. It has been such a beautiful journey with you all. We're going to dive deep on this Mars work, and I'm so excited for this Mars retrograde. Actually, it's really interesting. I'm excited for all of it. So I would love to see you over there. I'll leave the link below. You can also find me on Instagram and on my website. I'll leave all of the goodies so you know where to find me and how to connect with me. I would love to hear from you. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop. I wear her every day. She's one of my best friends. You can see her link below as well. And I will see you all for Moon Magics for the next month of wild discovery. I love you, Aries, so much. Take such good care of your beautiful, warm hearts. I am right there with you.